Welcome to Morning Infusion with Dr. V. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be burned out, suffering from physical exhaustion as a nurse? I know we don't, none of us know how that is. Now, my name is Dr. Viola Pierce. I'm the owner and the CEO of VP Nursing and the Nurse Nurturer and the facilitators of Secret Suppers Worldwide with Dr. V, where our goal is to teach nurses to leverage the knowledge that they already know, working from their computers around the world, creating generational wealth and owning their own time. Our goal is to come to you each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to give you the fuel to crush your goals, to show up exceptional on a daily basis. Know that one of the goals of Morning Infusion with Dr. V is to expose you to leaders that have overcome so that you know that the possibilities are endless. You can follow us on Twitter at The Nurse Nurturer, Instagram at VP Nursing. And if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and please share this video. We have a group on Facebook called the Nurse Nurturer that you can join to receive uplifting content for healthcare professionals. And you can visit us at our website at vpnursing.com. And remember to hit the calendar link above if you want to create another stream of income, enroll in our 12-week course, VP Nursing Business Academy. And we are enrolling up until tomorrow. So if you want to be a part of this inaugural event, go ahead and enroll there. Our special guest today is Kim Alley. Kim Alley is a registered nurse and founder of Kim Alley Healthcare Consulting Firm. Kim works closely with healthcare facilities and nursing students to emphasize the importance of holistic health and wellness to manage stress and burnout and maintain emotional, mental, and physical health. Kim was inspired to launch her consulting firm because of her personal experience with burnout. She says, I want to be for my profession what I needed during that challenging period. Kim was in a negative place and overcame her hurdles by changing her thought process. She started this company because she wants to help other healthcare professionals manage burnout and stress to show up and perform at their best. And it is truly, truly needed, especially during this time. And I'm super excited. I think that you are amazing. So I'm super excited to have you here. So now just tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what is the primary reason for you becoming a nurse?
Sure. Well, first of all, Viola, thank you for having me on your show. I think what you're doing for nurses is amazing. I know right now is really tough for the nursing professional, and giving them an outlet and tools and training to help them see that, hey, you can do more than just, be a nurse in a hospital. I think it's amazing. So kudos to you. The reason why I became a nurse, I know it sounds cliche, but I really do genuinely love helping people. I've always been fascinated with the female body. Our bodies are very detailed and intricate vessels, and so my background is maternity. I'm a women's health nurse. So just being able to work in that profession, nursing affords you a flexibility. You can work 3 times a week, you can work 5 times a week. There's different settings, there's travel nursing. And so the opportunities are endless with nursing. So that's why I chose this profession.
I love it. I love it. I'm an ER nurse, so we love you maternity nurses. We're not trying to deliver any children at all. Not a bit.
Just too much going on in the ER. I cannot do it.
Y'all got a lot going over there in maternity for sure. Now, I guess your background in nursing is maternity nursing. And is that all? Did you have any other?
Oh gosh, no.
Hey, we love you.
I've done school nursing. I did healthcare informatics, leadership, education. Yeah.
I think in nursing, you have to determine what you want to do. I thought that I wanted to do informatics as well. But then when I started seeing the whole coding, I was like, that's not what I want to do right there. Nope. I actually thought I wanted to be a medical examiner. And I was like, nope, don't want to do that either. I want to keep you alive. And then once you pass away, that's not where I want to be. That's right. So now you transition out of bedside nursing into another role where you were able to travel overseas. Now tell us why you chose that route and why you chose this non-traditional role in healthcare.
Sure, absolutely. Well, first, I love to travel, and that's actually how I discovered about living abroad. I was in Dubai on vacation, and I met several American women, and they were just telling me about all the perks of living overseas. And so when I came back to the States, I started actively looking for positions abroad. And sure enough, I found a position that was a perfect fit. It was a clinical activation specialist for a women and children's hospital. So I had the opportunity to open up a women and children's hospital in a country. And those are opportunities that you really don't find here in the States. And as a travel nurse, you go to different facilities and you wonder why does this hospital have this policy? Or why does this hospital do it like that? So being able to bring that knowledge and experience and start something from the ground floor, for me, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity.
I love it. I love it. Being innovative. Now and going to Dubai. Now you told me a story about being overseas and you were accused of stealing. So tell us what that was like and what were some of the things that you had to do to ensure that you could get back to the United States?
Sure, absolutely. Well, so this is actually my why as to why I'm so passionate about what I do is because of my story. So I was at the hospital that I activated for about 4 years, and I was looked over for a promotion twice. So I said, you know what? The hospital's open, it's running great, it's time to move on. So I went to a Fortune 500 company, and I had such high hopes and aspirations with this organization. Unfortunately, if you've ever experienced systemic racism, you know that there is a pattern. So I arrived and everyone was excited. We're so happy to see you. Please don't hesitate to share new, fresh ideas with us. Well, that didn't last long. So I had concerns about my orientation. Just to give you some context, I was the only African American on my team. There were three older Caucasian women. I had more education. And, when you're younger and eager to make a good impression, you want to prove to everyone, hey, I'm here, I'm smart, I can do this. And it didn't go over very well. So I voiced my concerns about a couple of things, and then the retaliation began.
Wow.
All of a sudden, I went from this high performer that's doing really well. Then all of a sudden, I was documented for behavior issues. I was accused of threatening one of the ladies on my team. I went away on a business trip. One of the individuals gave me authorization to use her credit card. Okay. So I come back from my business trip and she accused me of running up the bill. Well, there was no investigation. HR didn't look into it. And to solidify my termination, they went all the way up to the senior vice president of the company and they terminated me immediately. I was escorted off campus. I was fired in front of 3 people and they left me to fend for myself. Now, when you live in a country, if you have any debt, such as loans, credit cards, you have to pay that off before you can leave the country. So I had a travel ban placed on me. I couldn't even leave the country. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen that show Locked Up Abroad. Like I thought that would be me. And on top of that, I was concerned for my well-being because I wasn't sure if these women were vindictive enough to go to the authorities. And this is in a Muslim country, so they don't take too kindly to, accusations of, right, exactly. So yeah, I mean, it was a very traumatic experience. I didn't even have a chance to properly say goodbye to my friends there because I tried to keep a low radar just in case, something happened with the authorities. Anyway, managed to leave the country 2 weeks later. And my brother and his wife were gracious enough to let me stay with them just until I could just wrap my head around what just happened. 2 weeks after I arrived into the States, their daughter, which is my niece, passed away.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and yeah. And mind you, my family and friends didn't know what happened to me over there. I was so embarrassed and ashamed of what happened that I didn't even tell my relatives. So here I am, just back in the States, spent all my money, no job, no place to stay. And now there's a death in the family. So you're talking 4 traumatic events within a month time frame. So it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Lord have mercy. That is a lot. And, unfortunately, what happens is, we go through those things and we feel that shame. But I'm glad that you're telling the story because it's very important that you tell the story. I always say that things don't happen to us, they happen for us. And the
Mhm.
thing about it is that you telling that story, the story is not about you, really. The story is all about, how you can help someone else get through it because you are absolutely beautiful. And seeing how you are thriving at this point, hey, they didn't win. That's all I got to say about
Exactly.
that. So now, what are some of the lessons that you learned from that experience?
Oh gosh, I learned quite a few lessons. The first one, just to piggyback off of what you said, is share your story. Don't let your circumstances make you the victim, become the victor. I shared my story publicly maybe about 3, 4 months ago on social media. And the amount of people that came forward and said, "Oh my gosh, thank you for sharing. Something similar happened to me." And it made me realize that a lot of us suffer in silence, whether it be if you're in an abusive relationship, if you're accused of something and you didn't do it. A lot of people are afraid to come forward because they don't want people to believe that narrative. But you have to share it and change the narrative. And by sharing it, you never know who you will inspire, who you will help in their journey to healing. So just share it, own it, be the victor. That was the first lesson I learned. And two, if you're going through something, speak up. When I came back 2 days after my niece passed away, I'm in my 30s. I thought I was having a heart attack. I was lying in bed one day and I had this horrible pain in my chest. Like I couldn't move, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. I thought I was going to die. But in hindsight, I realized it was the stress. As women, we try to take on everything, the world, you
That's
know?
right.
Yeah, and not realizing that stress can kill you.
Hmm.
So if you're going through something, share it, get help. I don't want anyone to ever have to feel that they're alone in a situation. You should always have a support system to help you. So that's the second lesson I learned. The third lesson is listen to signs. When I look back on that situation, I wasn't happy. I was only there 4 months. 2 months into that job, I was already looking for other jobs. I think sometimes whatever your religious beliefs are, whether it's God, Jehovah, Allah, our Creator gives us signs, right? And a lot of times when things aren't going well, we don't realize that there's a shift coming. And the reason why things aren't going well is because God is setting you up on a different path. And if we aren't in tune with, a shift, sometimes God just has to step in and say, "Okay, you know what? You're not listening to me. Let me make this change for you." But at the time, we feel like this is the worst thing in the world that's happening to us, but it's
Hmm.
not. It's just a redirection. So be in tune with your environment. Take heed to things that are changing in your life because it might be for the better. So those are 3 lessons that I learned from that experience.
I love, how you talk about that shifting because that pivoting is what a lot of people can't deal with, right? And so what happens is they go around that corner. TD Jakes talks about it like people on, on a motorcycle, right? That turn, you can't master that turn. If you're going around a corner on a motorcycle and you don't stay close to, if you imagine that the motorcycle is God, if you don't stay close to that motorcycle, then you will fall off, right? And a lot of times, mastering that turn is key, right? Mastering that falling off is key, and
Mhm.
you've mastered it. And I'm super proud of you. I'm super, super proud of you. So now you are now self-employed and you teach healthcare facilities how to save money by implementing effective holistic health and wellness programs. What was your primary reason for going this route with your business, and how has this helped you during the pandemic?
Well, I've always been physically active, right? However, when I was going through that transition, the gym wasn't helping, you know, and I realized that, I need to work more on my mindset. I need to work on how I'm viewing life. How am I viewing the situation, right? Because life is not about the events, it's about the reaction and how we react and perceive things changing, right? So once I started working on my mindset along with the physical components, I instantly started seeing shifts in my life. And I say that to say, with people working on the front line now, a lot of current health and wellness programs neglect the emotional and mental components of self-care and wellness, right? And a lot of the wellness programs are very generic. It's education based. So, okay, here's this website, good luck, do your own research. Frontliners now, they need a tailored program that addresses the physical, emotional, and mental burnout that they are experiencing. And so that's why I decided to go this route, because I know how powerful a positive mindset can be when we're going through adversity. Go ahead.
So you talk about mindset. What are some other like holistic tips that you give?
Mhm. Well, so first of all, when we think of self-care, we think of a bubble bath or a massage, right?
Uh-huh.
Great, trust me, I love massages, but after the massage is over, the problem is still there. So a lot of people aren't aware that there are actually 6 domains of self-care or health and wellness. So there's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, professional, and social. So within those domains, I work on identifying, number one, identifying what are your goals. What are the gaps in your life? What are your challenges now? And then let's identify some goals. So along with those goals, you always want to make sure that they're smart. You always want to identify.
Identify. Tell us what SMART means, because some people don't know what that means. Go ahead.
Sure, absolutely. So specific, measurable, attainable, um,
Realistic.
realistic, and time bound. Yeah. But however, a lot of people get trapped when they're trying to make adjustments in their life because they don't anticipate the challenges. Whenever we try to make a change, there's always going to be some barrier or challenge, right? So, how do you attack those barriers? And so that's what I go through with my clients, and a lot of programs fail to address those issues.
I love it. I love it. And I love the SMART goes too, because that's super important. Because if we don't address each one of those, you want to make sure that they are smart and that that you're able to tackle those. So now, who is someone that has impacted your career, and why were they so impactful?
Well, I've been fortunate to have 2 really great leaders slash mentors in my life, and they had an impact in my life because naturally I am an introvert and I'm shy. However, these 2 leaders saw.
Are you?
Yeah. If you told me I would be doing lives 6 months ago, I would have said, no, you're crazy. No, like, no. But yeah, no, but these individuals saw something in me and they put me in uncomfortable situations in order to bring that out of me. And at the time, I was not happy with them at all. Like, why are you doing this to me? But I'm so grateful now because now, I see the potential and I know what I'm capable of doing. And it just gave me the confidence and motivation to keep pursuing.
And you reached out to me, and I thought, well, let me go check her out. Okay. I was like, she's pretty phenomenal. Let me have her on my show. So I'm super excited. So now, who are those people? Because if they're watching, we want to name them if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Actually, so Charmaine Allen and Stephanie Fortunat. I hope you guys are watching.
Tell them to go subscribe to the YouTube channel. So now, so do you believe that you should have mentors in nursing? And if you do, which I think that we all should, why are they so important? Because I don't, when I became a nurse 27 years ago, I really didn't think of mentors in nursing. I really didn't think, I should have a mentor in nursing to advance my career. So tell me how important they are.
Oh, wow. If I had a mentor early in my career, I think I would probably been a lot further in my journey than where I am now. Mentors are essential, especially in nursing. I always find it uncanny that we go into this helping profession, but yet we're so quick to eat our young. And lateral bullying in nursing is a huge issue. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So our novice nurses, they need a mentor to help pour into them the knowledge that they have, right? Um, People who have been in the profession have the experience, the knowledge, the connections, the tool, resources to prevent them from making the mistakes that we made along in our journey. And especially now, the nurses that are entering the workforce now, my heart really goes out to them. And in order for them to be successful in their new roles, they need a mentor. Like it's non-negotiable. They have to have it.
Yeah, that is so true, and it is so true that there is still bullying. I don't think that it is as much as it was when I first came into the profession, but it is still very much out there. And having someone help you navigate that and understand, the things that you have to do. And I tell the story; it's so funny. I tell the story about when I was on an elevator, and there was this guy on the elevator, and guess he thought that he was going to bully me. He got on the elevator. We worked that night, and he said to me, he said, it was almost like borderline sexual harassment. He said, he said I should kiss you, and I
Oh,
said I said you should. I said. I said, all right, really? And he said, yeah. He said, but no, he said, I'll get fired. I said, fired is probably the last thing you got to worry about,
right.
buddy.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, how do you define wealth?
Mm. Wealth, is subjective. Some people think that having a big bank account is a symbol of wealth. But if you look at the definition, wealth is an abundance, right? So for me personally, having an abundance of support, um, mentorship, knowledge, being able to encourage and inspire people, for me, that's the definition of wealth, in my opinion.
I love it. I love it. That's for sure. That's for sure. And Camila Coney, she said, yes, there is still an issue in the nursing field. Nurses still eat their young, and that's for sure. I mean, it is for sure a thing. Now, where can someone find you if they're looking for you? Because you need to be found.
Thank you.
I mean, you have an amazing. I looked at your website and I was pretty amazed. I was like,
I just had it redone. So if you want the designer's information, it was very inexpensive. Yeah.
okay, well, good, good.
I'm all about saving money. Yes.
Okay, all right. So where can we find you?
Sure. So very active on LinkedIn. You can find me at Kim Ali, KYMALI on LinkedIn. My website is www.kimali.com. Email is info@kimali.com. And also I'm on Instagram as Kim the Consultant.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It has been a pleasure talking to you. I'm super excited that we have connected. We are friends forever now. It's she was like, "Well, do I call you Dr. Pierce?" And I was like, "Well, no, unless I don't like you." And so, thank you for showing up, and thank you for showing up for nurses because this is something that they're definitely going to need. So, do you work just with companies or do you work with individual nurses?
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that. I started out one to one, which I still do one to one clients, but I am transitioning into corporate.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. Well, nurses out there, if you burn out, you look up Miss Kim. She will work out for you. My name is Dr. Viola Pierce, owner and CEO of VP Nursing and the Nurse Nurturer and the facilitators of Secret Suppers Worldwide with Dr. V, where our goal is to teach nurses how to leverage knowledge they already know, working from their computers around the world, creating generational wealth and owning their own time. Our goal is to come to you each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to give you the fuel to crush your goals, to show up exceptional on a daily basis. Know that one of the goals of Morning Infusion with Dr. V is to expose you to leaders such as Miss Kim that have overcome so that you can know that the possibilities are endless. You can follow us on Twitter at the Nurse Nurturer, Instagram at VP Nursing. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and please share this video. We have a group called the Nurse Nurturer on Facebook that you can join to receive uplifting content for healthcare professionals. Visit us at our website at vpnursing.com and remember to click the calendar link above if you want to create another stream of income and enroll in our 12-week course, VP Nursing Business Academy. We do have, we're starting the academy again tomorrow. And so we're going to be working at 12 weeks out. So if you want to be a part of it, go ahead and sign up because the slots are limited. And of course, we're starting tomorrow. So you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day.
Bye, guys.